Welcome to Daytona for the Coke Zero Sugar 400. The final race of the regular season is going to commence here in this 2.5 mile speedway where 38 cars are going to make this start. All the part-time drivers are here, full-time drivers. You'll see them everywhere as we got an interesting front row, and they're 3 wide to be rolling off of the grid. And look at the back, you got some big names that are well up front. And after New Smyrna, Kyle Larson, your points leader, with Chase Elliott second and Willie Myron third. And if you look towards that cutoff, it's a lot tighter now. Bowman still holding that final spot, but now Reddick looking in by 3 points. 4 points, I meant. And if you look towards the back, Nemechek had a major fall off. Chastain goes up from 30th to 22nd in points. And now I get more towards the back. Dillon with a major fall off. Kaz Grall and Justin Haley not getting the points that they need. And then you get to your part-time drivers here and drivers who have made late race season starts. And look at that banking here in Daytona on the exit of turn 2. And look at that entrance down into turn number 3 down the back straightaway. 30-degree banked corners, and if you look over at this overhead, you'll see the tri-oval, and then you come down into turn number 1 at roughly about 200 miles an hour. And then you head down the back straightaway, well, you'll see 3 or 4 wide. And then you see same thing, 30-degree bank corners. Then you come out of turn 4, and then back down the tri-oval. And that's one lap here in Daytona. It's going to be, we're going to see 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide. Some drivers might try 4 wide, but in Daytona, 4 wide is something you cannot do. As we look overhead, you see the road course where we'll be going for the final race before the championship. And we'll hope to see some of the drivers who are in the top 12 right now in that final 4. And I pick Chase Elliott, maybe I think Tyler Reddick would get in. I think he's going to get in here in Daytona. Bowman, I'm not sure about. There's only a 4-point difference, but Chase Elliott, he's got a spot locked up. Larson's got a spot locked up. Byron's got a spot locked up. But you never know what may happen as we take a look at some of our sponsors here. The Hunt Brother Pizza Cup Series, one of our sponsors here, been supporting this series since the beginning, and I just want to give big thanks to him. He's one of the biggest guys here that helps us out and all. And another one here is the Last Lap Racing Network. Another guy who's been with us since the beginning. He's another big supporter, and he gets a deserving spot here at Daytona in the infield grass here. So big shout out to those two, and we get to our starting grid and ones to watch. And the first one to watch is that number 1 of Ross Chastain. He's got a win on the season, and he's hoping to go back to back. He won at New Smyrna, so he's hoping to win again and try to put himself into the playoffs. And this is his second pole of the season. And this is the second time we've seen a driver win the previous race and then start on pole the race after. And starting second is that 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. And this is his, I believe, 3rd top 5 appearance. And he's still searching for that first win. He's gotten close for a pole, but he wants to get a win. But I think he's got it in him to win this season. He's led laps. He's got a stage win under his belt already. He's got some good qualifying starts. It's a matter of time before Nemechek gets a win here in the IDK Diecast Cup Series. And now starting 3rd is that 20 of Christopher Bell. He needs all the points he can get. And this is his first top 5 appearance on the season. And that 20 really needs a good day here to try and get himself into the playoffs, even if it's just barely. And now your points leader, Larson, Kyle Larson, not a good starting spot for him. He's 61 points up above the cutoff, and he's got a spot locked up for sure. Even if he wrecks out, he's got a spot locked up. Plus 61, there's no way he can get knocked out. But that 5 car, he's got a lot of ground to make up. He's starting mid-pack here. See what that 5 car can do. And now the last driver holding a spot, Alex Bowman. I'm not sure if he's got a spot locked up in the playoffs. He's right there on the cutoff, plus 0. So he needs a good finish to secure that playoff spot. But we spoke to his crew chief, and he said, I have an amazing strategy for Bowman. We're going to see if he can keep the car unwrecked and in the field, and hopefully try to go get a win to boost up their spot, boost up their points even more, and try to keep that spot secured. And now the driver looking in by only 3 points is Tyler Reddick. He needs to finish better than Bowman. If he can win here in Daytona, that's even better for that 45 team. But they just need a really, really good day to close that 3-point gap with the points and put themselves into the playoffs. Speaking of Last Lap Racing Network, he's doing the command. The creator of the NASCAR 3M Cup Series will give the command to start the engines here in Daytona.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Amazing start there from Last Lap Racing Network. And we thank him for giving the command to start these 38 engines as they are about to roll off a pit road here. Chastain, your leader, will lead them down to the green flag here in Daytona as we see them file in 2 by 2. And now off of turn number 4, the green flag is in the air for the regular season finale. Now down into turn number 1, Chastain, he's holding steady there as they fly by here. Now exiting turn 2 down the back, Nemechek with a push from Christopher Bell, but here comes Chastain back out front. Now off of turn number 4, Chastain is going to lead the first lap as we got a third line forming already led by Daniel Suarez. Chastain and Byron are going to go up now all the way to the top side to collect their Chevy teammates. Now down the back straightaway, Chastain to the middle, Byron, he's going to link up with his teammate as Josh Berry is your new race leader off of turn number 4. Now they come to 2 to go here. Ty Gibbs, he gets shuffled out, now he's in the sucker hole. But now, Berry still leading here in Daytona with a huge push from Joey Logano and Austin Cindric. Fords have found each other. There are 5 on the inside. 1 lap to go here in stage 1. Now down in turn number 1 and 2, Berry still leads as Byron, he's getting some gains with a push from the Chevys on the high side. They're going to side draft in turn 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, Byron out ahead. Push from Logano. I think Byron got it. Byron, your stage 1 winner here at the Coke Zero Sugar 400 as they come to the choose count for stage number 2. Some of these drivers are up front, need a good day. Denny Hamlin already up front, he's top 10 as we come back to green flag racing here for stage number 2. Chevy's all on that low line. Ford's on that high side. Byron loose on corner exit. Berry, he's around. There underneath that 4 car. That 4 car goes for a wild spin here. Almost gets... See, look at that air underneath that car. That's not supposed to happen. But Josh Berry goes for a wild spin here in Daytona. And, it wasn't stage end. I think there's going to be some penalties here for all these drivers down pit road. Yep, penalties, all for pitting too early. Larson, your points leader. Oof. Reddick. He's a good day as we come back to the green flag led by Joey Logano as Fords have found each other once again on the choose cone. Now down the back straightaway for stage number 3. Huge push from the Chevys. That's going to put Chase Elliott and William Byron back out front. Now down the outer turn number 4. 2 laps to go here in Daytona. 3 laps to go. Blocking William Byron needs a win. Well, not really, but he needs one as we got cars around. Car up and over. Austin Cindric tumbling down the back straightaway and red flag is out. Officials have called for an overtime as they did not even reach 2 to go. Man, I knew it was a matter of time after Josh Berry got air underneath just on a spin. Oh man, I hope he's okay. He was leaning up against the car, but he got out of that car under his own power. Yeah, it just looks like a bad push. Gets SVG and Chase Briscoe in there, but that too, a wild tumble down the back straightaway. Thank God it went on all 4 tires. Overtime rules, no choose cone. 4 cars are out as we come back to the green flag here in Daytona. 2 laps to go. Now into turns 1 and 2, Byron already clear as they come out of turn 2. Chase Elliott with a massive run. He's going to clear him. They're tandeming, and now the pack has caught back up to them. Look at Bowman on 4th on the low line. White flag in the air one more time around for William Byron. Can he hold off? Will it be a late race charge from Denny Hamlin? Here comes Eric Jones. Push from AJ Allmendinger. We got a crash in the back. 8 cars we get through. Jones, Byron. Too close. I don't even know who got that. 8 cars come across the line, but let's take a look at what happened. A big crash. Ooh. Hocevar with a massive hit on that inside. I think it was just a bad push. Bowman gets turned around and comes back up in front. And I think Jones may have gotten it. That was a close finish. And now they've picked the frame. William Byron out front by a bumper. And the 24 is going to pick up win number 1 for Hendrick Motorsports. And it comes in a 2.5-mile super speedway of Daytona. That 24 is your Coke Zero Sugar 400 winner. And Eric Jones gets robbed of a victory. A push that did not come yet. Allmendinger, he had a run building, but if this was a track like Talladega, Jones may have won, very well might have won today. But big crash in turn 3 and 4. And look at our sponsors once again. Once again, want to thank them for supporting this growing series. And thank you, Last Lap Racing Network, for doing the command here in Daytona. But look at this, Chastain, Bowman. I think he may be out of the playoffs, or out of contention for the playoffs. 12 cars out of today's race. Hocevar was doing so good, running just behind the leaders. And this has been the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. Big crash. Fans were happy, but a big crash in turn 3 and 4 took out many drivers. And overall, just a very exciting race here. Was not expecting Jones to come through second here in Daytona. But we return to Evergreen for the first race of the playoffs.